Я, честно сказать, не такой большой фанат ММА был, там, чтобы я там смотрел бои, там, кто-то рассказывает, я вижу интервью, что там диски были первых боев UFC. У меня такого не было, честно. Просто вот как-то мне понравился этот вид спорта. Я начал этим заниматься, попал, наверное, большую роль, что сыграл, попал в хорошую команду в нужное время. Вот у меня было тогда такое время, когда я менял разные виды спорта от одного к другому, переезд там с Махачкалы, я переехал там в пригород. И такой момент был, ну, не мог себя найти, честно сказать. И вот попал в команду нашему тренеру покойному Думанабу. И сразу вот общение в команде, вы, наверное, до сих пор видите, как мы друг с другом общаемся, как мы друг друга поддерживаем. И вот тогда же я уже почувствовал, что это мое, что мне комфортно находиться в этом зале, что мне приятно вообще проводить время с этими пацанами.
Жульничать начал.
So Islam Makhachev looks fully locked in during his training camp ahead of the Ian Garry fight. You can tell he's preparing for a tough battle, and he's coming in ready to dominate from the opening bell. However, the pros are giving Islam a lot of credit for this fight, especially after seeing how hard he's been working in camp. They know Ian's size, range, and movement can cause problems, but they believe Islam will close the distance, get him down, and make the fight much easier on his terms.
Ian Garry poses a different kind of challenge. He's long, he's ragey, he moves a lot.
No, he's not. He runs a lot. He's a difficult guy to fight, but Islam can make it really easy work for him. Islam is working so hard. I never see him working as hard, and he got a lot better than last time I saw him. And he's very motivated. He's fighting a guy who runs a lot. Islam have to punch him in the chest, take him down, and finish him. That's what's gonna happen. But he's gonna run. He's not an easy puzzle to figure out.
Where is he most dangerous?
His footwork and his range.
His size, right, Ali? He's a big welterweight, bro. He's 6'3".
Guess what? I got Joel Alvarez here. He's been helping Islam Makhachev. He's 6'3". Usman helped a lot. They did a lot around him and Usman.
Moreover, Daniel Cormier believes Ian Garry's extra wrestling training could help, but he doesn't think a few months of wrestling can match Islam's lifelong experience. He feels Garry's best chance is to use his range and movement, but that's easier said than done against someone like Islam, who constantly pressures forward.
Ian Garry has made much about him wrestling a lot for this training camp. Islam Makhachev said, I keep telling these guys that you cannot wrestle for 3 months and think that you're going to be able to compete with guys that have been wrestling their whole life, like Khabib Nurmagomedov, myself, John Jones, Islam. You have got to wrestle a long time to be able to compete with those guys. But ultimately, I think for Garry to be successful, he's got to try to find range, and that's more difficult to do and easier said to do when you're fighting a guy like Islam, who constantly is in your face and pressure.
Furthermore, Dan Hardy believes this is a great matchup, but he gives Islam the edge because of his ability to challenge Garry everywhere. He feels Garry's striking and improved ground game can help, but Ian needs to seriously damage Islam rather than just rely on point scoring, because Islam's pressure in wrestling could eventually take over.
Islam Makhachev versus Ian Machado. Garry, what do you make of that matchup?
That's a great fight. Makhachev's got the kryptonite for every single person in the division. No matter where the fight goes, he's got the skills to challenge you and to cause you issues. Since Ian Garry's, been working on his jiu-jitsu, he's going to be far more confident in his ground game. But at the same time, I don't know if you can be able to replicate what Islam Makhachev can do to you. I think you would have to be in the wrestling room in Dagestan to really feel that kind of pressure. Ian Garry's a slick striker, but he needs to damage Makhachev. He can't play the 25 minutes of picking and poking, because Makhachev will get to him.
Joe Rogan believes Islam is one of the scariest fighters because once he gets his hands on you, it's extremely difficult to escape. He thinks Ian's speed and sharp combinations could make things competitive early. But Din Thomas said if Islam gets the takedown, he doesn't see Garry getting back to his feet.
Bottom line about Islam is no one's able to get away from him. He's the scariest. He gets a hold of you, you're Phil. He's very good standing up now. His submissions are insane. If Ian Garry can get off sharp combinations early, he could stun him. He's fast as everything's like ta-ta!
I think Ian's gonna make it competitive, but if he gets taken down, he won't get back up.
George St. Pierre gives Islam Makhachev the edge because he sees more paths to victory for him. He still believes Ian Garry has a real chance with his length, striking, and grappling, but Ian needs to keep the fight standing and use his style to his advantage against what Gisp calls a nightmare matchup.
we got huge welterweight fight. We got Ian Machado Garry taking on Islam Makhachev. If someone gave you $10,000 right now to bet on that fight, where are you putting it?
Makhachev, probably, because of the styles. I think Islam Makhachev have maybe more ways to win the fight, but Ian Garry definitely has all the chance also on his side to do it. He's a very good striker. He's very long. He's great grappling, a great grappler as well. But he need, I think, to find a way to keep the fight standing, and to use his style to his own advantage. But Islam Makhachev is, stylistically, he's a freaking nightmare to fight for anyone. He's, I think, right now the best pound for pound on the planet.
Robert Whittaker sees Islam Makhachev as the rightful favorite, but he refuses to count Ian Garry out. In Whittaker's view, Garry's technical striking, movement, and well-rounded ground skills could make this a dangerous matchup for Islam. If Garry can stick to the right strategy and capitalize on his strengths, Whittaker believes an upset is definitely within reach.
In the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Yeah, well, I think Islam would have to be a strong favorite, but I think Ian's going to give him some problems because Ian's a tall guy. He's got great jiu-jitsu. He's got great striking. Yeah, I think Ian Garry's going to give Islam a lot of problems.
Okay, but is that enough problems to defeat him, or do you think Islam still takes him?
Yeah, I think Ian Garry can win. I think he can walk away with it, to be honest.
Chael Sonnen rejects the idea that Ian Garry simply avoids exchanges by running away. Instead, he sees Garry's movement and footwork as a deliberate way of managing distance and making takedowns more difficult to set up. For Sonnen, the key questions are whether Garry can keep Islam Makhachev off his legs and sustain that level of movement throughout all 5 rounds.
Islam Makhachev said he's ready for Ian Garry, said he's going to have to chase him. Ian Garry runs the whole time. Is that true? Do you think of Garry that way? Do you think of Garry as a guy that runs the whole time? He said he was very familiar with Ian Garry. Said we watch him all the time. If you're talking about Ian Garry does a good job of moving, yes, he moves the whole time. But they didn't say moving, they said running, which means he goes backwards. Running away from a fight. Guys that run away from fights are really hard to take down. So does Ian Garry back up? Is that something that Islam should really be worried about? Islam said if he backs up, he's going to chase him. Prepared to chase him all night. That surprises me. I've never watched Ian and thought he ran away. But it would be encouraging if he does, seeing Islam lose. Is Ian the guy? Well, if Ian is the guy, or whoever is the guy, question 1 is going to be, can you stop the takedown? And question 1B is going to be the cardio. Can you hold up? Ian Garry held up against Rakhmonov. Ian is going to back up, and Islam's way of dealing with that is not the standard way, which is cut him off. And if Ian does play that game of cat and mouse with that long reach that he has, is it enough to say that Ian's going to upset Islam? Boy, Islam's pretty special.
Jan Blachowicz, however, has much more confidence in Islam, claiming he currently doesn't see anyone at welterweight who can truly figure out the champion. Yalin Turner offers the opposite perspective after working alongside Garry before his fight with Carlos Prates. Turner was impressed by Garry's abilities and expects him to shock people with his performance, even going as far as predicting him to defeat Islam.
Islam. I don't see anybody who can stop him right now in this division.
I think it's a really good fight, and I think Ian is going to surprise a lot of people with how talented he is and how skillful he is. Actually, I trained with him for the Carlos Prates fight, so I'm excited to go see him perform as well. And I think he gets it done, so we'll see.
Merab Dvalishvili also sees a realistic path for Garry to pull off the upset. While he gives Islam the advantage because of his experience and proven Ursum, Merab believes Garry's precise striking and ability to operate on the feet could give the champion some serious problems during the fight.
Did you hear the news about Islam fighting Garry?
No.
Who do you think would win that one?
I mean, Islam is champion and he has a lot of experience, but I think young Garry has a chance.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Young Garry has to stop his takedowns, and striking, young Garry is very smart, calculated fighter.
However, Islam Makhachev will likely look to close the distance early, pressure Ian Garry against the cage, and turn the fight into a wrestling battle. If Islam gets consistent takedowns, his control and submission game could make it very difficult for Garry to create space and get back to his striking. Garry's best chance is to stay mobile, use his reach, and punish Islam whenever he enters the pocket. If he can keep the fight standing and maintain distance for 5 rounds, his speed and striking could make things competitive, but Islam's pressure and grappling remain the biggest obstacles. That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now. See.